The vice president's character and integrity has always been respected and admired by so many of us. And it's absolutely the opposite, honestly. And had there been any concerns that would have come through my office, I never heard not even a rumor, an innuendo, and more importantly, I never saw the vice president behave in any manner that it was indicative of this woman's false accusation and allegation.
He himself, though, has acknowledged that he is known to be a little touchy-feely with some of his staff members. Do you think something like this could have happened?
Well, the vice president is a very compassionate, empathetic man. In fact, I think those are two of his greatest characteristics that we so desperately need in our leadership right now in the United States. No, I don't think that what she is alleging, could have happened at all. So no, I don't think that what she's alleging or accusing him of happened, nor could it happen. No.
Yes, because that went far beyond a sort of touchy-feely or a friendly arm around the back sign of behaviour that he has admitted to, in fact. Trump, of course, faced allegations in the 2016 campaign. That didn't impact his election. Do you think the Democrat base will hold Joe Biden to a higher standard?
Well, I hope not. And here's why. I don't believe in double standards. And I think we need to, make sure that people recognize. So first of all, let's be pragmatic here. The reality is that American voters have known Joe Biden for a long time. They have watched him serve our country honorably with incredible integrity for over 4 decades, in 8 of those years as Vice President of the United States. So I think the voters know Joe Biden. They're confident in his integrity. He's somebody we feel comfortable with, that you can respect him, you can admire him. As I said the other day, it's very hard not to like Joe Biden, because he's so beautiful and such a wonderful soul. So I think the American voters, between now and November, will recognize that's the Joe Biden they've always admired and respected. And I don't think this false allegation is going to have any impact on the outcome of this race.
Mo, it is extraordinary times, though. Normally we would see frenetic campaigning at this point of an election year. How hard is it to get your message out to a country in various stages of lockdown?
Well, it's a great question, because let's just, again, speaking of, I don't like double standards. I also like to say when things affect both sides, right? So this is impacting both Donald Trump and Joe Biden. Remember, Donald Trump thrives on those large rallies. That's where he gets his political energy. He isn't getting that. And Joe Biden thrives on that smaller town hall, rope line, retail politicking, and he's not getting that. So this is our new normal. And, I am actually predicting that we're not going to probably have in-person rallies, maybe not through the election in November. We don't know, right? Nobody knows. But they're both being deprived of a real big energy source politically. So I think it's affecting them both. But, they're both adjusting. The president, I'm not as proud of what he's doing. He's using the bully pulpit politically, which is not necessarily a healthy thing. And the vice president has done an excellent job of transitioning, in my opinion, to this virtual town hall, virtual listening sessions, and holding as many political rallies as he can virtually. Look, Beverly, we just all have to adjust to our new normal and do the best we can under the circumstances.
And Mo, of course, Joe Biden's 77. He's not necessarily the most deft at social media the way Donald Trump uses it, to great effect, or to great, as I guess, disservice sometimes to himself. What does the party machine have to do to get behind Joe Biden in that way among the younger voters particularly?
Oh, I think it's a very important subject matter. And I'll tell you, the good news is these young whippersnappers on social media who know how to do it, how to create the message and use all the platforms. Well, guess what? There's just as many of those Democrats as there are Republicans. So the good news is they'll be surrounding the vice president. They'll be working on his campaign. You can already see them doing that. I think you're going to see him on every possible platform and in every mechanism available to him technologically. But I do agree with the premise of the question, which is they are going to have to be innovative and creative and use every social media, every tech platform possible to reach as many voters as possible.
Having been part of an administration with Joe Biden and, of course, under the Obama presidency, are you surprised at the tolerance for death that seems to be happening within the US at the moment? You know, you're a third of worldwide cases, close to a third of worldwide deaths. Why is it? Is it a surprise to you that this is what the public is willing to accept?
Well, I think, first of all, I don't think the public is necessarily willing to accept it. All our polling shows that they're horribly disappointed and very frustrated with the slow response from the President Trump and his administration. But to answer your question directly, I'm heartbroken, frankly, at those who are willing to accept so much loss and death. And I think it breaks my heart, frankly, Beverly, because people are more worried about their pocketbooks sometimes than they are about us as a global human family. And you think about, these are people's moms and dads and grandparents, brothers and sisters, uncles and aunts, neighbors, coworkers, people that go to church with you that are dying. These are not just strangers or anonymous people. These are real Americans. And I'm very, very heartbroken that we don't hear the president addressing the loss of these innocent people. We don't hear him expressing compassion or empathy. That's just not American. For your Australian audience, I want to remind you all, we're really affectionate people.
Let's talk a little, lastly, just about the fact that, of course, Donald Trump, we do hear reports that he is furious at the notion that Joe Biden is leading in polls at the moment. What might you expect from this campaign? We know that there was certainly evidence that there was collusion with the Russians during the last campaign. What might you expect for this election?
As we say here in the United States, everything and the kitchen sink, Beverly.
Indeed.
What are we not going to see? The question probably, and what are we not going to hear? As you can see already, they're not stopping at anything. He is a power-hungry, power-addicted man, narcissistic, and he is going to do whatever he can to try to retain that power. But we're ready on the Democratic side, and I think the American people have after 3.5 years recognized there isn't much about Donald Trump that's not politically motivated or power motivated. So we're ready. Bring it on, Donald Trump.
We will watch with interest. Good to talk. Thank you so much.
Beverly, have a beautiful day.
And you.